Howdy out there, folks. Today we're going to talk briefly about this wonderful new 4K Blu-ray release by Criterion of 1981's Blowout, directed by Brian DePalma, who of course is essentially the heir apparent slash successor to Hitchcock. I know Richard Franklin might have a thing or two to say about that as well, but I think you cannot deny the impact Brian DePalma has had on cinema over his long and storied career, and I think that this film is arguably the best that he's done. It's certainly one of Travolta's best films, and of course also features a wonderfully disturbing turn by John Lithgow, and Nancy Allen is in it as well. And the cinematography, firstly, let me just start off by saying that Vilmos Zsigmond, who was Brian's cinematographer for many of his films, just does an amazing job in this movie. There's so many cool shots that are in this film that should be shown in film schools, and likely are for years to come, I'm sure. It's just such a beautifully shot film, and it features, again, I think, one of John Travolta's best performances. And it's a compelling story. It's essentially a political intrigue slash thriller circa 1980 when the film was made, and features just some really good suspense sequences, fine acting, beautifully lensed, and I think the only thing that makes it feel a touch dated, but I think that's just a byproduct of the era that it was made, is that the score, while I think very evocative and appropriate for the subject matter, is a little bit heavy. But I think that harkens back to an earlier time when Hollywood had, more intrusive scores. I think this film definitely owes much to Hitch, and feels in some ways almost a little Vertigo-esque, along with some other of Hitchcock's famous films, including Rear Window. It's just a fascinating amalgam of ideas, and I think that while Brian De Palma definitely cribs from Hitch, you see the talent that he brings to the proceedings. It's readily apparent. I've liked several of his other films, but I think none have been as effective as Blowout. So in terms of the Criterion release, this has been on Blu-ray since I think 2012, and this features both the Blu-ray and the 4K disc, and it also has all of the supplementals from the previous 2012 Blu-ray release, which incidentally was given one of the highest ratings ever by BluRay.com. And so that disc is the same. It has all the same special features. The only new thing is the 4K HDR disc that looks just stunning. I mean, the movie looks like it was filmed yesterday. I really don't know if they can go any better than this. I think I've read somewhere that people have said that maybe there's a scene or two that look a little hinky, but on balance, it's just an amazing 4K transfer, and absolutely worth a pickup. I did not have this on my shelf, so I wasn't upgrading from the Blu-ray to the 4K. I just had never got around to buying this one. Now that I have it on my shelf and I've watched it, I can tell my viewers unequivocally it looks stunning, and it's such a good film. It really is just an intense, interesting, white knuckle thriller with some beautiful cinematography. I think as I've gone along, I think that I would put Vilmos Zsigmond as probably my favorite cinematographer of all time, even over Roger Deakins. The guy just knew how to lens a movie. So on that note, I do hope folks out there are well. We're going to take a peek at this. Again, I don't have my tripod, so I apologize, but it comes with a little booklet, and then there's the disc art, and then you've got the back. So again, this is a wonderful pickup, absolutely one of Criterion's best. So on that note, please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and keep watching Men's Cinema.